are some of my favorite essential oils for winter.
Is this the lavender hydrolat that you...
All right.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Jenny here at Aromatics International, and we have a special guest with us today. This is Colleen Quinn from Aroma, and we are here to make an immune support blend with you and also to geek out about chemistry.
To be nerds.
To be nerds about chemistry. Colleen has created some incredible software called Aroma that is really supportive as an aromatherapist to bring in that chemistry aspect into blending and your practice of aromatherapy. Because we all have those skeptics in our lives who are thinking, oh, how can lemon help with anything?
So if we can show them the chemistry, we have some evidence, some proof.
Some proof.
Yes.
So Colleen, I have a couple of questions for you.
Yes.
So, well, maybe one question for you. So then we can hop into the chemistry part. What made you want to create Aroma?
Well, I'd been an aromatherapist for a few years, and I'd learned aromatherapy traditionally based on scent and how you could blend oils and they would smell, beautiful with different combinations, and that was brilliant. But I was a nerd, so I wanted to understand the DNA behind the plants and understand the chemistry. And once I understood that and understood the clinical aspect of blending essential oils, I realized that if we'd done it based on chemistry, and we actually understood what we were doing when we blended oils, we would have a greater impact with our patients or with the people we were using aromatherapy on. And we also would have a greater impact on the industry by being more effective and by using the chemistry, as well as the scent. Both are equally as important, but for me the chemistry is always my primary goal. So that was always the most important thing for me with aromatherapy. And then I had created a brand called Lucy Annabella, and with Lucy... Yeah.
It's a beautiful brand.
You're biased, but thank you.
I am. Check it out.
So when I was creating Lucy, I wanted the blends to do what I wanted them to do. So for example, we have a graceful treatment oil, and I wanted it to help ease that transition through the menopause. So when the body starts to deplete on estrogen, I wanted graceful and the aromatherapy blend in graceful to help ease that transition for women naturally, to ease that hormonal imbalance. So kind of like their menopausal support. But I needed, I couldn't do that on smell. I needed the chemistry to do that and to prove that would work. So I created Aroma, which was basically pull together all the chemistry, show me all the hormonal differences we could impact based on the oils we were using. So that's kind of how the software came about. It was just a tool I used to be more effective. And then I thought, if we want to make a bigger difference in the world of aromatherapy, we need to get this chemistry tool into the hands of aromatherapists. So Aroma was born.
Oh, it's incredible. I absolutely love using this software. It is so helpful. You can do all kinds of things with it, and we're about to give you a tour of the software in case that you want to use it as a part of your practice of aromatherapy. It's a wonderful tool. You can archive recipes. It's basically like one place, like your one-stop shop, to keep everything about your practice organized and to have all of your chemical components right there at your fingertips. And it's a really exciting thing to incorporate. So should we just jump into a tour?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, we've got some people who are joining us.
Oh, yes.
We don't want to forget. We have Catherine. She's saying, hey, y'all. Hi, Catherine. Thanks for joining. If you are here and viewing us, if you just type in where you're viewing from, we always love to know where our viewers are coming in from.
Did anyone stay up?
You're right.
Did anyone in Ireland stay up, or did anyone in bed?
I think we've got some viewers.
We'll see. The crazy ones, maybe.
Feel free to, if you're joining us from Ireland, feel free to make comments. Nancy is here. She's saying, how exciting. Karen is saying hello from the snowy mountain. Hello.
Hi.
Vicky's here from Wyoming, and we have a screen right below with comments if you see our eyes darting down. That's what's happening. Lori is saying, hi from Texas. Hello. And Connie's here from Middle Tennessee.
Michigan?
Yes. Carol is saying hi from Michigan. Oh, Sierra's here from North Carolina.
Annie Harmon. Hi, Annie.
Hi, Anne.
Did you import Colleen?
We did.
They did, on a pallet. Customs was questionable.
We sure did. Hi, Anne. We've got Carrie coming in from the Emerald Isle.
Yes?
Yes.
Somebody stood up.
Yay!
Will we show them Aroma?
Yes, let's show them Aroma.
Okay, so...
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
So you just go to login when you have your account. So I'll run through what Lab Aroma can do, and then we'll make an immune support blend on Lab Aroma. So stop me if I'm missing anything. And
if you do have questions as we're going through, if you type your questions into the comment box, we'll have a Q&A at the end of the run through the presentation, and we can go over your questions.
Okay, perfect. So this is Lab Aroma.
Yes.
So you can set whichever region you're in. We're obviously in Europe. Well, sorry, I'm typically in Europe when I'm not in the snowy mountains of Montana. So I've set mine at Europe as I'm always there. So you can make a blend, update your profile, add your own oil. So I can get to those in a second.
So this is like the home page.
This is the home page. Yes. This is your home. This is your hub. And as Jenny said, you can archive all your blends. So I've loads. Some are very sensibly named, some are not. So they're on my blends. I can go into them at any stage. So if I make a blend that I feel is really useful or I want to keep, I keep it, and then I can view it and edit it anytime I want to. And then you can add your own oil, which is one of our most popular features. I have a couple of test ones in here. So basically Lab Aroma is built on a database of GCs, and it's mostly Aromatics International GCs. Their catalogue gives me this huge variety of essential oils. So the GCs in there typically are Aromatics International oils, and the blend we will make today is Aromatics International's oils, therefore it's their GCs. So that data is accurate to the oils that we are working with today, which is great.
It's great.
So you can add your own oil. If you have a particular essential oil, or maybe you have your own essential oil and you want to add in that GC while you blend and you want to be completely accurate, you can do that. You can add in your own GC and you just add in your chemistry really easily, and then it'll fall into the database, which we'll show you now, and you can just use it to make your product. So you simply go to make a blend, and our Wi-Fi will take us there.
Yes.
There you go. So what we have is a very simple drag and drop function. So we have all these balls on the right hand side, and then we have our database, which is all on the left.
And can I just say how much I love these colors? Just aesthetically, I am drawn to just the whole experience of just the color. I find just very soothing and pleasant to work with.
Yeah, it's we wanted it to be very user friendly, and we didn't want it. It's technology, and we're so used to technology sometimes being clunky and black and white, and you know, most of our world tends to be female, so I wanted it to be user-friendly, very visually appealing. So I think we've done that.
Oh, you've hit it out of the ballpark.
Thanks. So we have the database is over 300 ingredients on there. So we have essential oils, vegetable oils, herbal ingredients, and other things like salts, clays, honeys, full collection of hydrolates. We have over 50 hydrolates or hydrosols, depends on the world where you are. And then your own ingredients can sit in here. So the ones that you add in yourself, they can sit in a separate little portal, so they're easy to find.
So you can put in, if you have 20 essential oils that you're working with, you can put just those 20 right here. Yeah.
If you want to use Lab Aroma like I use it, and I want a full database of everything, and I want them as my guide, then I use the full catalogue, and I don't limit myself to my own ingredients, but it's completely up to you, and it depends how you're using Lab Aroma. You can also store oil, so any ingredient that you know you love or you have yourself in your own treatment room or your own lab, and you want to not lose it in the database or forget about it, you can just add a star, and then you can just hit your star tab, and all your favourites are in there, which is great. That makes it really quick and efficient to find your essential oils.
And maybe you have one that the shelf life is expiring, or you have 6 months to use it. You can kind of keep that.
Yeah, and that's a great idea.
Top of your mind.
Yeah, and that way you can use that oil up.
Yeah.
So that you don't use your other lemon if you've 2 lemons, because the citruses will go off so much quicker than anything else. They have a shorter shelf life. Yep. So you can tab them and use them up quicker that way. That's a great idea, actually. I don't use it that way.
Well, you're welcome.
Do you want a job?
Yeah. So I think I've got my hands full.
Do you think so? I think you have time. So we've got loads of essential oils in here. You can search along the top bar if you know exactly what you want. If you don't, you just scroll through and find what you want. Or you can go along the bottom tab and go and find your P's or your E's or whatever it is you want. So I think we'll start to make a blend. I think
Let's do it.
As we make a blend, you can see how all the functions work better.
Yes.
Yeah?
That sounds
Makes
great.
sense?
Let's do it.
Okay, so Jenny and I, we really wanted to make a blend for the immune system this time of the year. In Montana, seemingly, the winter hit very quick.
It's snowing. We've had so much snow, and we don't usually get it this early.
No, I seen 2 days of fall, and then we went straight into winter.
I keep telling Colleen that it's not this snowy this early.
It's beautiful. I don't mind. I'm Irish. The cold's good. So we wanted to make something for our immune systems, to strengthen our immune system, whether we're preventing any flus and colds starting or whether we're trying to ward them off.
It also smells just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and cinnamons we're really in love with cinnamon at the minute. Maybe it's just this time of the year.
Yes.
Thanksgiving's coming.
Thanksgiving's going into the holiday season.
The holiday season. Okay, so we'll start with our cinnamons. So we're going to use cinnamon leaf and cinnamon bark. So I'm going to search by my alphabet along the bottom. So my cinnamons are here.
And we're going to do one blend two ways.
Yep.
Into jojoba and into a hydrosol or hydrolat, depending on your terminology. So should we start with the jojoba?
I think we should start with the jojoba, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just pull in cinnamon bark, and it's really simple. Drag and drop is a really easy feature. It makes you really efficient with Lab Aroma, and you don't have to, move anything. It's just really, really quick. You just use your mouse, use your finger, and it works on Mac, Android, your tablets, and your phones. And you can just drag and drop really quickly. So we put cinnamon leaf and cinnamon bark in. Okay. We're going to stay with the C's and go with cardamom. Yes. I like cardamom for the immune system because it's really good for decongesting. So whenever you've got all of that, build up of mucus and things, whenever the seasons change, cardamom really helps to settle that. It's also very good for your digestive system. So it's always a nice one to have. And
so nice with this just time of year with the holidays too.
It smells beautiful actually in the blend.
Yes.
And then we'll go with the thyme. And the thyme that we thought would be really nice is thyme linalool. So we're going to put it in there. We really want Rambos. Obviously we're working with the immune system, so we need really powerful oils that are going to really support us and just work really hard for us. But in saying that, we don't want it to be too overpowering and too strong, because the blends we're making are at a 1% essential oil concentrate. So we want them to be safe for kids and elderly. And for that reason, these 4 oils on their own are quite powerful, quite strong, quite strong, robust oils. Whereas if we add a bit of geranium, we've got a really pleasant, supportive smell. And it's also, geranium's wonderful for helping to maintain a healthy immune system. So I think that's our 5.
Yep, that's our 5.
We've thought about this.
We have.
Yep. So with Lab Aroma, you can choose whichever metric you want to work in. So if you are working in it doesn't matter if you're working mils, grams, drops, ounces, or you want to just do percentages. You're at that case study point in your study in aromatherapy and you're working on percentages of essential oils. You can choose whichever metric you want to work with. We're going to go with drops in this case, and we're just going to do 4 of each, but 6 of geranium. So you just click really simply on the metric, and you have your drops.
There you go.
Now in this instance, we're going to use jojoba as our carrier, so it's in here as well. Now, if I want, so as you can see, I've hit the essential oil tab at the top and went to J. I'm not going to find jojoba in there. So I need to go to my vegetable oils. And there it is. It's the only J I have. So we put it in, and we're going to make, how many, 4 ounces or 1 ounce?
We're doing 1 ounce.
We're doing 1 ounce. So this is a really cool little thing we added to Lab Aroma recently. You can change the individual metric. So you can make a blend, and if you're making clays, honeys, oils, vegetable oils and essential oils, you maybe want to use drops, mils and then grams for the clays or the powders. So you can just change it here. You can change it individually under every ingredient. So this is going to be 1 ounce, and we're going to have 1.
And just a fantastic tool if you're looking to blend beauty cosmetic products for clients.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think what's brilliant about Lab Aroma is that it started as an aromatherapy tool, an essential oil tool, and it's really developed into like a cosmetic blending tool because you have so many ingredients in there, even things like vinegar, because you never know what you might need.
Yeah.
Epsom salts, all of those kind of things that we use in our labs.
Yep.
So if you make a mistake or you just aren't happy with what you've done, you just hit start again and it'll clear your balls and you just start all over again. There is no limit to the amount of ingredients you can have in a blend. You just add more and you get endless amounts of possible balls, and you just add all your ingredients. And then you simply hit calculate and our blend will come up.
I love that this is so accessible and so easy, friendly to use for beginners, but also you can really scale up to a really advanced level of practice, which is phenomenal. Yeah,
there's no such thing as a limit. It can be as basic as you want or as complex as you want.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so you hit calculate. Your blend stays as it is on the top of your sheet, and then all your analytical data just pops up down below. So you just scroll down, and you've got your blend here, and we've got pie charts. I like pie charts.
Pie charts are beautiful.
I like colours. So we break it down firstly by chemical family, by the chemical groups. So if you know that you need a monophenol heavy blend, which we do because we want Rambos in there, then we've done really well because 25% of our blend is represented by monophenol. So we know that we're going to start fighting some serious bugs. And it's a lovely balanced blend. Like, this is a brilliant pie chart. It's so colourful and represented so well. So this is wonderful. If, for example, you decided that you were aiming to make a blend that was high oxide, and you can see it's only 8% oxide, you just scroll back up and start editing your products, editing your blend and seeing how you can change it. If you really need to seek information on the ingredients to see what's in there, what you're doing right or wrong, you simply click on any of your ingredients, and in a separate tab, it'll open up that ingredient for you. It gives you a breakdown of the country of origin, the biological family, and it'll give you a small profile, which I've wrote all of these profiles, and they give you an indication as to what that product or what that ingredient is good for within the body, mentally and physically.
I love that all of this is in one place.
Yes.
So we have GCMS reports available on our website. But if you print all those out, you have them all on your table. You've got like 12 pieces of paper going. I love that it's just so user-friendly and just all very concise, and it makes changing and substituting very easy. I
think the other thing is, if you blend in multiple places, whether it's in your classroom, in your treatment room, in your lab, you need to carry those books and those files, and it's all here. And as long as you have Wi-Fi, you can open your lab Aroma anywhere you are in the world. So this, for example, is technically, this information here is Aromatics International GC data, just in a different format. So you can pull it off their website, you can pull it off here, whatever's the most efficient for you. So it'll give you an idea of what your chemical groups and your chemical blend are. So that information is really convenient. Okay, so back to our blend. And they're actually updated as our batches refresh. The GCMS reports are updated in the software, which is awesome. Yes, so they're always up to date. So the batch that you buy today from Aromatics, and then you want to check it on Lab Aroma, it'll be the exact same. Which is very cool. Very cool. Oh, okay. We're just going on. Yeah, we're just blending. We're not looking at our comments. Sorry, Susan. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Sharon. I might swap you for him. So I'm joking. I can't do that job. No, please stay. So you can get it at www.labaroma.com. Yes. There's a sign-up page, and you can just go there. There's loads of information and testimonials and things, and you can just sign up and try it and see what you think. Yeah. You can also go to Lab Aroma's YouTube, and there's loads of videos on there of how to use it. So if you want to see it in action, other than now, which is great. Yes. If you want to see it in action before you purchase, then you can view all those videos, and it'll give you all the features. You're getting so much love out here. Chris is saying amazing tool. Claire is saying, wowzers. Karen is saying, I love this tool. Yeah, Chris, I definitely agree. What an impressive amount of thought and work went into this tool. I cannot even imagine how many years it took to develop this and to make it into what it is. So. You need to be a real nerd to want to do this. I'm happy to be a nerd. It took a long time, and it's a work in progress. It's by no means a finished, it's not a finished baby. She's a work in progress. She's just out of kindergarten. So she's getting there. She's getting there. She's doing a great job. She's getting there. And as things are coming up, different products are becoming popular, and they're becoming very exciting. You're adding them in right away. Yeah, we never thought we'd ever be adding 4 types of French rose clay. Right. Or honey, or vinegar. Yes. But our community are wonderful, and they'll email me all the time and say, have you thought about adding this? Yes. And I'm normally very good at saying, give me an hour. Give me an hour. Give me an hour. I'll get it in there. So I'm always open to ideas and putting new products in there. And it's a work in progress. Lab Aroma will never be finished. It's always going to be a work in progress. And as we add new features and new tools, as a subscriber, you just get those. It's just automatic. You don't pay extra for new features or anything. You just get all those. As we make it better, you benefit. Yeah, it's incredible. Yep. So, and again, if you do have questions as we go through, just pop them in. Jaren will remind us. Yes. We'll jump in and answer your questions. Yes. So then we give you the breakdown. For some aromatherapists, the chemical family breakdown is loads. They don't need any more than the chemical groups. That's totally sufficient. We're complete nerds, so we like to look into the chemical actual component itself. So when me and Jenny were formulating this, we had said, what do we need? What's the component we need to make this work? And I obviously wanted my Rambos, so I said, well, I need eugenol. So we've done a really good job. Yes. Because eugenol is 14%, yes. Which is wonderful. So it's a very complex blend. There's a huge amount of chemical components in there. And there's loads of Rambos, but we also have beautiful softer components as well. But the fact that we have eugenol up there and the cinnamaldehyde, which is a wonderful immune suppressor, then I think we've done really well. And 1,8-cineol is quite close behind at 7%. And I think for people who love aromatherapy and are intimidated about the chemistry aspect of it, which really brings so much validity to the entire practice of aromatherapy, you just have so much, you have everything you need right in one place. Instead of flipping through your chemistry book or hopping on a website really quick or whatever it is, it's just all right here, and it just makes it so user-friendly and not scary. Yeah, and the lovely way to start is that if you're studying aromatherapy and you want to know more about eugenol, exploring through the information sheets and seeing which oils it's high in, just playing around and making loads of blends and seeing where it comes up. That's the best way to learn, is to practice and make loads of mistakes, and then eventually you'll always get it right.
And it's a great compliment if you are taking an in-person or online class. It's a wonderful complement to that, in addition to.
It really supports your chemistry education.
Yep.
And we want it to be user-friendly.
Yeah.
We don't want to be intimidating. We want to make it easy.
You did it.
We're trying.
Mission accomplished.
So we give you a couple of softer analytical tools, which you'll be really happy about, I think. So if this is terrifying, it'll only be terrifying now. You'll get comfortable with it, trust me. I can't pronounce half of these, and I'm the chemistry geek, so don't be intimidated. So then we have three softer, as I call them, analytical features. We give you a scent note breakdown. So we aren't advanced to the point where you can smell your blend on Lab Aroma, but that'll happen someday.
Wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't that be great? We'll get there. So I'm really happy with how this scent note, and this is our opinion. So we have a team of aromatherapists that weigh in on their amazing aromatherapists, and they weigh in with their opinion on these softer analytical tools. So they're not Bible by any means, but they're definitely a really strong guide.
Yeah.
So as we thought, thyme is going to be a top note. It's so powerful, it's so top heavy, which is great. We want it to be powerful. We weren't expecting to have any base in this blend. It's not going to put you to sleep. And then everything else falls under middle. We will in some time probably do top, middle and middle base, but for now we've kept it simple with top, middle and base just. And then we do the physical breakdown and the psychological breakdown. So I have a really simple rule with this. My rule when I advise people on Lab Aroma is when you're blending, if the system that you wanted to have the greatest effect on isn't in the top three, I would go back to the drawing board. So for example, if I was looking to do something that was like for the reproductive system, for PMT, I've failed in my eyes. I'd want to go back to the drawing board and get it in the top three. So we've done really well with this because we've got immune and anti-infectious at number one, followed by digestive, and then skin. And I'm really happy about skin, but I'm not surprised because the jojoba's in there. So we do take into consideration the effects of the carrier oils. The essential oils hold most of the weight, but the carrier oils do matter, of course. And then, obviously, psychologically, it's uplifting, balancing, and grounding, which we would expect with those level of top note or those level of middle notes. Yeah. Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah. So then it's very simple. If you're happy with if you're not happy, you go back and just tweak until you're happy. If you're not happy, if you're happy and you're done, you just save it. So we're just going to call this Immune Fall blend. And we can save it as a PDF. We can save it to our blend, which is our library of blends. And the other, so I'm just going to save it for now.
And if you are a teacher and you're using a blend in a specific course or workshop, how awesome to prepare your PDFs to be able to hand out to your students.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. So let me just close this. This happens, I have too many tabs open. So we'll just go back into it. So,
cool questions. We've got some cool questions coming in. Thank you, Jaren. So Nicole is saying this looks very organized. Yes, I echo that for sure. We have, Chris is saying a very advanced kindergartner.
Yes.
I agree, Chris.
And Saran is saying that it's better than her pile of recipe books that keep growing.
Yes.
You automatically create your own pile of recipes, like your own recipes in here. It becomes like a book of all your blends, and it's wonderful to have them in the one place. And you can print them off. You can save them as PDF here and just print them all off. And when you print them off as PDF, it gives you all your analytical data, so you never have to try to remember anything. It gives you your blend, your chemical breakdown, and your softer analytical data, so it's all in one place, which is really handy.
And if you do ever want to pause your subscription, it's all there for when you come back to it?
So if you ever find that you're not doing aromatherapy for a while, or there's any reason why you want to pause, you just pause, everything's locked, it's all there, it's secure, and then when you want to come back, you just pay your annual renewal fee, and it's all there for you and back on. And any advances that have been made while you were away, you get them as complimentary.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nicole is saying this looks very organized. Yes. She's also asking, is there a cost for this tool?
Yeah, so Lab Aroma, there's two packages. The Learn package, which is the one we're working on, which is the main package. It's what 90% of people need. It's $400 up front and then $80 renewal every year after that, and you can pause anytime you want. Then Lab Aroma Plus is a slightly more advanced package, and it gives you the international pharmaceutical law regulations. So it's kind of useful. It's really only useful for people that are in cosmetic companies, or if you're making products you're doing a retail in official department stores, or you need to be compliant with things like the REACH regulations in Europe, or you want to be compliant with FDA because you're reaching out to like the wide consumer base, that's whenever Lab Aroma Plus is relevant. And in some cases, some people buy Lab Aroma Learn, and then they get there where they want to be retailing, and then they can upgrade just for the difference to Lab Aroma Plus.
Yeah, as your career evolves, as your needs evolve.
Yeah, and it might be that Lab Aroma Learn is all you ever need, and that's perfect. Yeah. And all the information on the sign-up is on the sign-up page at labaroma.com.
And just looking at the cost of, if you want to put together a really comprehensive just aromatherapy library, looking at the cost of investing of getting all those books on your shelf, this is an incredible combination of everything.
Or even getting all the GC data together. Right. It's really, we find that when aromatherapists take on Lab Aroma at the start while they're studying, it becomes a huge asset, and then blending, they can't blend without it. It becomes such an educational tool and really supports your education, whether you're studying in class or online. That's whenever it's most useful, I find. Yeah,
and it's so quick and easy, so you can have that assurance of mind right away. Yep. This blend is going to do the thing I would like it to do.
Yeah, we had a testimonial on social media during the week, I think maybe late last week, from a lady called Jacqueline, and she used it just on her own initiative. She used it to support her case studies when she was doing her studying. And she posted one of her trials on our social media platforms, and it was just amazing to see that someone else was using it and was using it as a support in her education. And she said she felt so much more confident because she had the support and the reassurance of Lab Aroma.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really happy.
So we've got Grace Ann has a question. Can people share their blends?
Yes. So I never thought of that actually. You can save them as PDFs, so you can print them off and you can easily share them that way. Your account is locked to you. So for example, and this happens all the time, people will email me and ask me to have a look at one of their blends for an opinion. I need you to give me access to your account. So even me, who made it, I can't access your account. It's yours and it's completely private. So I can, if you give me your passwords, I can log in and have a look, no problem. But you can give others your login details if you want to share your blends that way, but generally most people keep them under wraps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's up to them. Up to them. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Will we make
Shall we make this?
Yes, let's make it.
So we've got our 1 ounce of jojoba oil.
Yeah. You can use any carrier oil, any base oil. We just kind of like jojoba.
We do.
So we're doing 4 drops of everything but geranium.
Okay. So start with cardamom.
Cardamom, please. And it's in there, as I said, for the decongestant.
It smells so good.
I love cardamom.
Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely in salads and curries as well, if you want to use it culinary.
All right, 4 drops of that.
Yeah, 4 drops of your cinnamon bark and your cinnamon leaf.
All right.
And cinnamon bark and leaf are both brilliant for the immune system. I really like cinnamons to prevent illness. They're wonderful if you have got a cold, a flu, or you're very run down. But I'm a big fan of prevention. It's better than cure. So me and Jenny are both really healthy today. So we'll be using this now so we don't get run down.
Yes.
But cinnamons are wonderful for that. I really like them as my prevention.
All right.
And they're high in the cinnamaldehyde, which is wonderful as an immune suppressant, which is why they're good for support. And then your thyme is 4 as well. And you can use any of the thymes. I like the linalool just because it's really good for anti-inflammatory and antiseptic purposes. So I like it. And whenever you're run down or you've got a cold or flu, 6 geranium. If you run down and you've got a cold or flu, your muscles ache and everything just feels like a chore. The anti-inflammatory properties of thyme are really useful. And then the geranium's wonderful, and it makes it more, it's more accessible, I think, geranium in this blend, because it's wonderful for adults and kids and elderly as well. And it balances the blend. Before we added geranium, it was a bit too powerful.
Yeah.
And it's a nice balance now.
This was it just softened it a little.
Yeah.
Give that a little shake up.
Perfect. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It smells so good.
Beautiful. So you can also make it in a roller blend if you wanted to make like a 10 ml roller blend and keep it in your handbag. And put on your pulses and take deep inhalations throughout the day, or in the car, or whenever or by the desk, your office desk. It'll help support your immune system, or as a massage blend, either or.
Yes.
And then the other way we can use this blend, Jenny and I thought about, was putting 1% of the essential oil blend into a 100 ml hydrolat. So we love the Aromatics lavender hydrolat because it's harvested here in Montana, grew and harvested, obviously, in Montana, and it's beautiful. So we will do it as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So what I would do with Lab Aroma in this case is I would just go to my hydrosol, and you can mix and I can find this.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Tag team. So we'll just find it here.
Because taking out the jojoba and putting in the hydrosol,
yeah, we can easily do that. So
bit.
if you want to change it, or if you're ever blending with Lab Aroma and you're not that sure if you want to remove something, you can just zero it. Put it to 0, leave it there, and if you want to go back and edit it, the ingredient's still there, and you can change it. So I'm going to put that back to 4, and I'm going to add in the hydrosol. There we go. It's 100 mils you have?
Yep.
So I'm going to change this to mils, because I can change it up as I need. And calculate, sorry, I've dropped some mils in there. There we go. There's my mils calculated. So my chemistry won't change, because the essential oils have the highest effect, so they won't have a change. Nothing changes the whole way down my analytics, but I've just added in the hydrosol. And then you can save that. You can save it twice. You can save it as your massage blend, you can save it as your hydrosol immune blend, whichever you want to keep. We thought this would be really good, especially in the home, if you have kids in the home, just as your airborne spray. The Thyme vulgaris is particularly good for airborne infections, so in this hydrosol will be really effective.
Yes. So if people have questions after watching this Facebook Live, how do they find you?
So they can get us on any of our social media platforms. You can email me at aroma@labaroma.com. Aroma@labaroma.com. But we're really active on our social media platforms, and we will post this video on our social platforms afterwards, if the boys let us. We'll have to ask really nice. So obviously you can ask us any questions on our comments, so we can get back to you as well. And if you email Aromatics, if you comment on Aromatics socials, they can pop it over to me, and we can. Although they're pros now on Lab Aroma, they can nearly answer themselves.
Yes. Give that a little shake.
Yeah.
Spray it around.
The lavender scent in this is lovely as well.
Did I get it close enough to you?
Yeah, it's lovely.
That's so nice.
Perfect.
Well, this was so much fun.
Thank you for having me.
It was fantastic. We've got so many people who are giving this software, this tool, so much love. Pamela's saying, eagerly looking forward to using this tool. Absolutely. I think it was so fantastic you were able to join us. Come all the way over from Ireland and London.
Bring the cold with me.
Yeah.
It was my pleasure.
You can take it with you.
Yeah. No, you can keep it. If you're watching and you've there's ingredients you want on there, if there's something new you found, like things like broccoli oil are becoming really cool at the minute. So we do imports every month, so we add new ingredients to the database all the time. So any suggestions you have or anything you'd love to see on Lab Aroma, just let us know, and we'll get them added in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was such a pleasure to have Colleen Quinn from Lab Aroma join us on Facebook Live. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening or night.
Night. And go to bed, everybody in Ireland.
Thank you.
Bye.